I'd bet the house on Ilia. His grappling, offensively, it's very good. If like you shoot it on this guy's legs and you make a mistake and you're the one going for the takedown, he has a very good chance that he might put your ass.
Eu acho que o Topuria vai lutar contra o Gate em janeiro, eu acho. Porém, agora em novembro, né? A gente tem Madalena e Isla. O Topuria vai subir de categoria e vai deixar o cinturão vago de novo. Então, são jogo. Vamos deixar o tabuleiro rodar e ver o que vai acontecer. Cara, eu acho que o Makhachev vem evoluindo muito na parte em pé, né? E eu acho que ele tem muita chance de botar o Topuria pra baixo e poder vencer.
Islam Makhachev just sent a shockwave through the fight world. He's calling out Ilia Topuria, and he's dead serious. Yeah, you heard that right. The lightweight king who's chasing history at welterweight just hinted at a future clash with the most dangerous knockout artist in the featherweight division, and the internet exploded. But here's where it gets insane. Behind the headlines, fighters, analysts, and even former champions are taking sides, and it's splitting the MMA world straight down the middle. Stay tuned, because what Khabib said next about Ilia Topuria made the entire arena gasp.
You win, he wants to go up to 170. I imagine that's probably where you would want to fight, because you don't want to go back to 155, right? You don't want to have to be sitting there and cutting weight again, right? So you're on board with this idea of 170?
Yeah, if you come, it's gonna be better for me, you know. If I have to cut 155, then it's gonna be hard, and then I might have to pay for this.
Charles Oliveira jumped in first, and he didn't hesitate for a second. He's picking Islam all day. He's fought both men. He knows what it's like to be suffocated by Makhachev's top control and blasted by Topuria's hands of thunder. Oliveira said Islam's calm intelligence and composure make him a nightmare for someone like Ilia. He gave Ilia credit. Sure, knockout power for days, but said Islam's seen it all before. Experience beats explosion, Oliveira claimed, but don't blink, because what Khabib said after that turned this into pure chaos.
Eu acho que o Topuria vai lutar contra o Gate em janeiro, eu acho. Porém, agora em novembro, né? A gente tem Madalena e Isla. O Topuria vai subir de categoria e vai deixar o cinturão vago de novo. Então, são jogo. Vamos deixar o tabuleiro rodar e ver o que vai acontecer. Cara, eu acho que o Makhachev vem evoluindo muito na parte em pé, né? E eu acho que ele tem muita chance de botar o Topuria pra baixo e poder vencer.
The Eagle didn't just defend his protege, he went for the throat. Khabib declared that Ilia has never faced a real grappler. According to him, once Islam gets that first takedown, it's over. He said, if Islam puts him on his back, it's not a fight anymore, it's survival. That's a terrifying statement coming from a man who's broken every soul he's ever dragged to the mat. Khabib doubled down, said their grappling doesn't just beat opponents, it breaks them. But wait, Jorge Masvidal just fired back, and what he said might be the boldest take of 2025. Keep watching, because what Masvidal claimed next will blow your mind.
Армана. Я считаю, что его борьба, его прессинг, его габарит, это тоже надо учитывать. Он выше него почти на 10 сантиметров, если не ошибаюсь. И он больше него весом, и в день боя он будет больше него. Ну и, конечно, борьба, она всегда рулила. Да, особенно когда такие бои бывают. Ну, мы знаем, какая борьба у Холлоуэя и какая борьба у последнего Чарльза Оливера. У них ее практически нет. Они ударники. Они пошли на рожон и хапнули свое. А человек, который взял ногу, поборолся, взял корпус, поборолся. Ну да, то, что с такими он не дрался, он дрался со всеми ударниками.
Gamebred went full throttle. He said Islam wouldn't last 2 rounds with Ilia Topuria. According to Jorge, Islam's slow, methodical approach would crumble under Ilia's violent pace. Masvidal said Topuria doesn't let you breathe. He comes to finish you. Islam's never fought a killer like that. He even called Ilia the most dangerous pound-for-pound striker alive, and claimed Islam's wrestling would be exposed under chaos. That's a savage take, but then Merab Davalishvili stepped in, and now it's personal.
Who you got? Ilia Topuria, Islam.
I've got Makhachev.
I got Makhachev as well.
And I've got Makhachev second round TKO with a knee in the
Oh, yeah, you going bad rounds.
Yeah, I think he'll shoot a couple takedowns. Ilya will stuff it. Ilya will catch him a few times and people will go ooh and ah. And then when they clash again, I think Makhachev will go grab him. Ilya will think, oh, he's shooting again. Tie clinch, bang, body, knee to the head. Ilya's all of a sudden stumble, downhill from there. I think he beats Oliveira with a body shot.
Merab, who's trained with Ilia, said people have no clue how much Topuria's ground game has evolved. He said Ilia's defensive grappling, strength, and composure composure have skyrocketed since his last few fights. Everyone still sees him as a knockout artist, Merab said, but that's their mistake. He's a complete fighter now. Then he dropped the bomb. Ilia's hunger is unmatched. He'll shock the world. And he's not alone. Even former wrestling champs like Nicole are siding with Topuria, saying Islam might never get the chance to wrestle if Ilia lands first. One mistaken distance, Nicole warned, and Islam's lights go out. But before we get too deep into dream fights, Chael Sonnen dropped a brutal dose of reality, and it changes everything.
I'd bet the house on Ilia. His grappling, offensively, it's very good. If like you shoot in on this guy's legs and you make a mistake and you're the one going for the takedown, he has a very good chance that he might put your ass.
Who do you think wins if Islam and Topuria fight?
It's gonna be tough fight for Ilia, but Ilia have a big chance. Ilia make you either shoot him, he will stop. Ilia will go forward. Islam has to strike with him, and in striking, we all know how Ilia fights and how dangerous he is and how knockout power he has. He can finish Islam.
Kyle said everyone's getting ahead of themselves because Islam's got to survive Jack Della Maddalena first. He said Makhachev's move to welterweight could expose more than people expect. Jack's boxing and pace are legit, Sonnen said. If Islam's timing slips even a little, he's in trouble. And he's not wrong, Islam versus JDM might be the most unpredictable clash we've seen in years. You'll want to stick around for what Henry Cejudo predicted about this fight, because his words could age like prophecy.
I think he's the pound for pound #1 right now.
Let's see Ilia Islam.
He wants that fight bad, and I think he can win. And what makes me think that Ilia will do really well against Islam is Volk's first fight with Islam. I'm like, man, I think Ilia's wrestling is way better than Volk's, and obviously you could see how the striking went, and he's been knocked out cold before.
Triple C came out swinging, and he's all in on Islam. Cejudo said this fight will look like a Dagestani masterclass. He believes Islam's wrestling and composure will break Jack Della Maddalena piece by piece. Jack might win the first 3 minutes, Henry said, but Islam wins the next 15. Even Masvidal flipped teams on this one, now backing Islam to dominate the Aussie champ. He said, Jack's sharp, but Islam's smart. Intelligence wins titles. Still, Gilbert Burns wasn't having it, and he threw gasoline on the fire.
Islam returning to 155 is a real stretch for me. I think that Islam is going to be a lot like Ilia, which is, hey, this is great. Thank goodness I got here. Most unpleasant experience that Islam has had in the sport is just beating the scale at 155. I'm very confident in telling you guys, if Islam has success at 170 and becomes the champion, that whatever dreams you have of Islam versus Ilia haven't gotten closer. They got further apart. If you have a dream of seeing Islam versus Ilia, it's very unlikely. But the best way to get there would be if Islam was to lose at 170.
Explain to me why he's better or why he's going to give Islam a good fight. I just don't see it. Striking, grappling, submissions, takedown defense, takedowns. I see total dominance from my brother, Islam Makhachev.
I want Islam to win, but it's not going to be that easy. Jack has just gotten exponentially better in such a short time. I've watched him in a couple of fights. Spirit was never broken. It's going to be difficult, but if someone can make it look straight up easy, Islam possesses the skills.
I'm hearing through the grapevines too that Islam Makhachev, he doesn't have that too many fights in his career. Remember, dude, Khabib Nurmagomedov retired young, bro. These guys will follow suit. You know why? They train like freaking maniacs. They train hard, bro. There's something different with Russians. They love leaving on top.
Burns said this fight is way closer than people think. Having fought Jack before, he said JDM's improvements in defense and timing are serious. If Jack keeps it standing, Burns warned, Islam's in for a long night. He said JDM's calmness and precision could shock everyone, especially if he lands early. But then Islam himself broke his silence, and his words oozed confidence.
I've seen Islam, bro. He's a big guy. He's sucking out a lot of weight to get to 55. I think he might start doing better at 70. Problem is though, Jack is special. We're gonna see just how special he is if he beats Islam Jack, #1 pound for. Wow, that's impressive. You know, I'm leaning towards Islam, brother.
Oh, really?
You know, but I really think it's gonna be a tough fight for him, but a great fight, man.
Jack was able to defend takedown attempts by Bilal.
Bilal has the best cardio in MMA, but Bilal doesn't have Islam's technique. Not same technique. Not same. Very good, very aggressive. Bilal never stops. A dog. Attack. But Islam is like smart, man. Boom, you know. Islam's level of wrestling is above. His stand-up game is improving. I don't think he could go stand-up in the beginning with Jack. Jack has way better hands, way better range, faster, stronger. But as the rounds go on later and later, he could do. Honestly, yeah, I watch all his fight. He is good. Striking is good. His boxing is very good, you know. And his wrestling not so good, but he good in the ground. He know how to defend, how to escape, how to get up, you know. He have good skills in the ground also, but I saw his wrestling just not good, but he know how to defend, you know. And like he's striking really good. That's why he's one of the best in the world, and he's a world champion right now.
Islam later added,
Islam said he respects Jack's boxing and timing, but he's ready for everything. He said every fight starts standing, but they all end the same. When asked if he could submit JDM, he didn't hesitate. If I get one takedown, it's over. He promised fans a complete performance, saying, "This version of me, it's my final form." And when Islam says something like that, history tends to follow. But don't click away yet, because Conor McGregor just entered the chat, and what he said might reignite the biggest rivalry of them all.
What has been Khabib's biggest message to you during this camp?
It's not secret. He told me, like, take him down, try to take him down and make him tired there. And I think I can finish him in the ground, you know. I can choke him, do some like armbar something, because I feel, you know, I saw his skills in the ground. He good, but I have something more.
I think Islam can finish him on the ground. You don't want it to be your first time in the cage feeling it. We saw it with DDP. If you never felt one of those Dagestani wrestlers, JDM, even in our fight, he makes mistakes on the ground. Islam and them, they have a different feel. They have a different type of grappling.
What did you think about the Islam vacating the belt and going up and immediately getting a shot at the welterweight bout? And what do you think about that? And how different is that fight going to play out than what we saw versus Bilal?
That's going to be a great fight. Islam is working very hard. He's been saying vocal that he wants to go up to 170. I think he's big. I think he's a big boy. He killed himself to make 55. I think that's the right division for Islam. He just tweeted something after the fight that he will not vacate the title, and then he vacated the title. I don't know. I think he was a little, okay, if you're going up, we gotta, I don't know, but probably that was in the negotiation. And yeah, I like him moving up. Proving himself. He's #1 pound for pound right now. It's a good fight. Jack and Islam closer than people think, especially with Jack Della Maddalena doing a lot of training with Volk, with Craig Jones, those guys that kind of crack the Islam on that first Volk fight. I think they're gonna have a lot of info, a lot of study, a lot of answers. It's closer than people think, this fight. I really like this fight. I don't have time right now. I didn't have time to dig deep a little too much in that fight, but I think it's way closer than people think. And JDM has a clear shot on beating Islam, you know.
Conor McGregor has been backing Jack Della Maddalena and even coaching him from the shadows. Sources say Conor's been helping Jack design strategies to counter the Dagestani wrestling style. He called Islam's approach predictable and said creative strikers like JDM can punish that all day long. Conor added, Islam's great, but when you fight scared, you lose to killers. The tension between McGregor and Makhachev just hit nuclear levels again, and Max Holloway, ever the calm storm, sided with JDM too, saying don't underestimate the champ. Jack's patience could flip this entire fight.
Do you feel like you're going to get finishing this one? I'm going to go for it, you know. I would love, obviously, that'd be the best case scenario, get the finish. I can see it happening, you know. I can see it blowing the roof off, MSG, taking out pound for pound one, #1 with no doubts, you know. Finish would be the dream. His grappling's a bit better than Bilal's, but he gets hit a lot more than Bilal does. Does that give you confidence that you're going to be able to tag him a few times? I mean, definitely, they're different fighters, different challenges.
I think he'd be fine, man. I think he'd be good, you know, but people be sleeping on Jack, you know what I mean? And I think Jack is one of the best fighters in the world right now, and I think people is going to find out when that match happens. I don't know. I'm hearing rumors maybe October. I think it's going to be a fun fight, smart fight, but a lot of people counting out Jack for I don't know what reason. They just keep counting him out. Kind of reminds me of when I was like coming up and counting me out about certain fights. So I mean, he is, you know, he's the number 2 pound for pound in the world right now, but he's the number 2 pound for pound in the world for a reason. So you gotta respect that. But you know, don't sleep on Jack. I think it's gonna be a tough and fun fight.
So here we are, Islam Makhachev, chasing a second belt, haunted by Topuria's shadow and stalked by the champ Jack Della Maddalena. Every move he makes now carries legacy-level consequences. If he wins, he becomes a 2-division great. If he loses, the empire cracks wide open. But one thing's for sure, history's coming and only one man will survive it. Subscribe right now, because the next update drops when Islam's camp leaks the footage that everyone in the fight world is waiting for.